Oete everyone, this is Regul's Pastor. Welcome back to Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. This is Meakashi-hen, the 5th of the 8 main arcs and the first answer arc. And it is an answer to the second question arc, Watanagashi-hen. Well, what happened last time is Shion, who has already kidnapped Myung and accidentally, though unregrettably, killed Oryo, her grandmother, has also, posing as Myung, lured in and kidnapped the village chief, Kimiyoshi Kiichiro, and she started to interrogate him a bit. She also thought she found Satoshi's presence, and she assumed that he was at the bottom of this well in the underground torture chamber in which the Sonozakis would typically dispose of bodies. And like she thought she felt him there, his presence there, and heard him talking to her, and she wanted to die. She just wanted to fall in the well, and it's like, catch me, Satoshi-kun, but he's like, no, you need to live. And so she tearfully, reluctantly agreed to live for him. But she knows it's a matter of time before she's going to get caught by one of their clan for having killed Oyo and kidnapped the successor. And now, kidnapped the village chief, who's dangling by his neck on this chain that's on a pulley, and he just has his tiptoes to prop himself up against, but he's a weak old man. Anyway. So this is just after she goes and sees what she thinks is Satoshi around the entrance to the well, and now she's just coming back, and presuming from this title she's going to be speaking to her older sister. Well, as far as twins go, Mion was born first. I haven't taken an anti-inflammatory, which I'm gonna need to take. Oh, excuse me. So I'm gonna be taking that. I'll keep my vocal cords nice and supple. Meow. Meow. Ugh, 13-year-old boy voice. Meow.
Satoshi-kun, 見つけた?
Satoshi-kun, I found him.
井戸の底なんだね.
He's at the bottom of the well, isn't he?
そうだと思う.
I think so.
そこしかないもん.
I can't think of anywhere else he'd be. Mion started to sob.
ミオンはサトシ君が殺されるところには居合わせなかったんだよね.
You weren't there when Satoshi-kun was killed, were you?
うん.
No.
もし居合わせたら
If you were there,
サトシ君を許してもらえるようばあさんに意見してくれたかな?
would you have begged the hag to forgive him?
絶対にする.
Absolutely.
せめて命だけはって 絶対に言うよ.
I would have begged her to let him live.
嘘だ.
Liar.
え? 嘘だ!
You liar! On that day, a year ago,
I had just recalled how cruel Mion was then, when she forced me to rip out my nails, acting in her role as the successor. Even if she was there when Satoshi-kun was killed, she wouldn't have stopped being the successor.
Hey LaBoost, how are you doing tonight? Hope I didn't peek the mic too badly.
Satoshi-kun was brought to the torture room. When he saw Mion, I'm sure he thought she would save him. Even as he heard the family head read out his death sentence, I'm sure he looked at Mion and believed that she would save him. He believed Mion was acting that way only because she was with her relatives. He believed she would help him, but she didn't do anything. He was strapped to a restraining device, yet she still wouldn't do anything. Mion was cruel. Mion, isn't it about time to help me? I see. I get it. You're with the rest of the family members, so you can't show even a hint of compassion. That sucks.
Oh, that was horrible. I was doing well earlier. Okay, no, that was painful. I'm just...
Tasukero! Tasukero!
Help him! Help him!
なんで助けないの
Why? Why didn't you save him?
サトシ君の助けを懇願する眼差しを見て、どうして心を動かされなかったの
You saw him looking at you begging to help him! Didn't you? Why didn't you help him?
あんたはサトシ君が意地悪オーバーのせいで追い詰められていた時から何も救いを差し伸べなかった
Even when he was going through a rough time because of his awful aunt, you didn't help him!
あんたは同情する素振りを見せるだけで助けなかった見殺した
You pretended to sympathize, but you didn't help him! You ignored him!
あんたがサトシ君を助けなかったから追い詰められたんだ
It was cornered because you didn't help him!
Never, really looked into that game. I've only heard the title. What's it about?
私は救おうと頑張ったよ彼の心の支えになろうと頑張った
I tried to support him!
あんたらがサトシ君のおば殺しをかばわなくても
Even when he didn't protect him from killing his aunt, I did!
私は彼のアリバイのために自らを投げ打って戦ったその結果が爪3枚なんて安いもんでしょ
They keep jumping the gun with how the audio files are coded and made.
I sacrificed myself to fight for him! Doing else were nothing!
でもね、それだけの努力じゃサトシ君を救うには全然足りなかった
But it wasn't enough to rescue Satoshi-kun!
届かなかった
I couldn't help him!
どうしてか
You know why?
だって私はシオンだったんだもん
Because I was Shion then!
シオンはひなみ沢から遠ざけられていて何からも戸ざまで何も教えられなくて知れなくて
Shion, I was kept away from Hinamizawa and nobody told me anything! I couldn't know anything!
でもあんたは違う
But you were
あんたは
different!
ミオンだった
You were Mion!
あんたはひなみ沢のうちにいて全ての中心で全てを教えられて全てを知ることができた
You were right in the middle of everything and you knew everything and everyone told you everything!
私があんただったらきっとサトシ君を救えた
If I were you, I could have helped Satoshi-kun!
私なら救ってあげられた
I would have!
あんたがミオンになったからだ
But you were Mion!
返してミオン
Give it back, Mion!
もともとミオンはあんただけのもんじゃない
That name isn't just yours!
私のものでもあったはず
It's mine too!
それにもともとミオンは私のじゃない
Besides, it was mine to begin with, remember?
Okay. Huh. I didn't know, Shinji Mikami and Ikuri Yamaoka ever, collaborated on a game in any way. That's pretty cool. I did know he was with Suda51. I think that's how he contributed some tracks to, Let It Die, I think. He's with Grasshopper Studio right now.
私があんたに貸してあげるようになっただけで、本当は私のだったじゃない。
I just let you be Mion, remember? I just let you be Mion, remember? It was mine! Give it back to me!
返せ、私のミオンを返せ。
Give me my name back!
お前がミオンの外見をしているだけでも無実が走る。
I can't stand that you even look like Mion!
お前じゃなく私がミオンだったら、
If I was Mion then! Ah!
Oh, ow.
I kicked the bars. I kicked them again and again. Mion curled up fearfully in the back of the cell, as if she were trying to prevent the bars from crashing down onto her.
Huh. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Meakashi-hen. So this is probably where the chapter ends, so we'll have some tips to read. You have received a new tip. Notebook, page 188. Do we get an achievement? No achievement? Just viewing my achievements. Oh, I'm in offline mode. Oh, achievement unlocked. Tying your own noose. Took another step on the journey of revenge. So it's just slow. Ow, gosh darn. Let's view this new tip. I have to keep that clear. So we just read what that tip is named, so I don't think we have to do it right now. Or read that again.
After that, I joined the youth group in the search for Kimiyoshi. I went down the town council's phone directory and called to see if he had visited, then had the group split according to the circular notice divisions and sent them to search the town.
Ugh, my voice sounds raspy.
Everybody seemed to be assuming they wouldn't find him. But since I knew they definitely never would, it was just bothersome to me.
Oh, boo-hoo. I'm sure more people... I'm sure there are other people that have more to worry about. Shion's like a sociopath sometimes, and that's quite disturbing.
Even after midnight, they were all still enthusiastically looking for him. I bore the sleepiness while yawning. Then I heard somebody whisper. Last year, we did the same thing when Hojo Satoshi-kun went missing.
Oh, youth group, and I voice it like an old man. Thanks a lot. Well, they did tell me this in the previous chapter, that it would be the youth group, so I should have remembered, but still. Visual novels have this horrible tendency of telling you how to voice it after they give you the line to voice. It is just so defeating. It really just frustrates me whenever it happens. So, let's read this again in a more youthful voice.
Last year, we did the same thing when Hojo Satoshi-kun went missing. The youth group was looking for someone who would never be found, just like last year. I was yawning because I knew this.
I didn't know that the youth group had searched for, Satoshi. I'd honestly be surprised if I was Shion, I think. Excuse me. Yeah, my throat's all shreds now. I'm getting more post-nasal drip to try to compensate, biologically speaking.
Last year, there must have also been some people who were yawning and grinning on the inside.
去年の捜索って何時に終わりましたっけ?
You said it was a youth group. sometimes I feel like I'm, you know, in a stalemate with this game. Ugh. Well, I have this emote for right now because of a wonderful gift sub from Venera. So I'll throw that up.
When did we stop searching last year? Do you remember?
The voice I used first was pretty close to the voice I just played.
ああ北条のとこのサトシの時かい
When Hojo Satoshi-kun was missing, I didn't mean to click while I was talking, but it's good fortune that it's just what he was saying already.
あれは何時だったっけ
What time was it?
午前の0時過ぎくらいには解散したような気がするな。
I guess that was around midnight.
It was already 2 in the morning. Although they spent this much time searching for Kimiyoshi, they didn't do the same when Satoshi-kun went missing. After all, some people knew they wouldn't find him. They must have been sleepy. They must have said they should leave it to the police. Crap. I want to kill the people who said that.
Alright. So let's continue at least a little while into this chapter. These chapters are getting really meaty and long, and I am not liking that. So, we'll go until I feel I can't anymore. Excuse me.
あれれ
What?
みーちゃんもなんだか寝不足な感じだよ。
Me-chan, you didn't get much sleep either, did you?
だよ。
Did you?
うん。
Yeah.
寝たの3時くらいだからね。
I went to bed at like 3.
Oh, I know that feeling. That's been practically every night for a little while now. I really want to start going to bed around 2:30, but sometimes it goes to like 3:30.
眠い。
I'm a little tired.
3時
3?
おいおい、夜更かしにも限度ってもんがあるぞ。
Hey now, you can't keep staying up late.
大方、漫画の単行本が面白くなっちゃって、一巻から読破してしまったんだろう。
You probably read the first volume of a manga, thought it was interesting, then read the entire series, didn't you?
うんうん。俺にも経験があるぞ。
I totally get it. I've done that before.
あれひょっとして村長さんのこと？
What? Wait, is it about the mayor?
まだ見つかってないの？
He still hasn't been found?
うん。
No. I went to the Furude shrine to join the youth group in the search for the mayor. Since I knew there was no way he would be found, it was really boring for me.
Oh, suck it up.
Well, just enduring sleepiness wasn't that bad. Not if you consider what Kimiyoshi had to go through since last night. He had been hanging from the ceiling and couldn't even fall asleep or sit down, since he had to stay on tiptoes the whole time.
Ugh. I have a feeling the director, Takashi Miike, would take a while to her. In the worst way possible.
The teacher explained to us that the mayor had gone missing and asked us if we knew anything. A couple of people said some things, but they were irrelevant. To me, this issue meant nothing, but it was all my classmates were talking about. I observed Maebara Cage. I have no idea if any type of danger was drawing closer to him. Maybe I'd call him again tonight, pretending to be Shion.
Pretending to be Shion. She's deep undercover now.
I told him some outrageous stuff last night, so he panicked. But I was sure he'd calm down after a day. At that time, I heard a little girl's laughter. It was Furude Rika, the last survivor of the Furude family, and the current head. However, she wasn't really treated as one. During the family council, she'd often draw pictures or take a nap in the hag's bed. She wasn't even invited to last night's meeting. It was hard to believe such a little girl was responsible for part of the curse system. However, even though she wasn't in a respected position as the head of the Furude family, there were plenty of old people who worshipped her as the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. I'd heard from someone that Furude Rika was rather odd, and seemed to behave as if she knew she was that reincarnation. Maybe Takano-san had told me that at the library when she was alive. When Furude Rika became worried about something, the elderly people who worshipped her would make arrangements. It was very similar to the Sonozaki family, and it was also the same system as used for the curse. I wonder, does Furude Rika know anything about the deaths of Takano-san and Tomitake-san?
I definitely messed up the pitch accent in those names just now.
What does she think of people sneaking into the ritual storehouse? Does she know who snuck in and what happened to those people? As the one managing the storehouse, it was possible that she noticed the intruders first. In fact, she was the only one who could have noticed it. She must have passed on that information, which was why the curse was executed. That foolish cage turned on the light when we had went into the ritual storehouse. That light switch could have been connected to some kind of an alarm. Furude Rika, the leader of the Furude family. Maybe getting to know her would be a good idea.
Let's see what Shion's idea of getting to know her
フ
is.
ルデ家当主として今回の件はどこまで知ってるの？
Excuse me.
As the leader of the Furude family, how much do you know about the incident? I asked her rather directly. It was hard to tell if she understood I was asking her in place of the Sonozaki family head, instead of as Sonozaki Mio.
富武たちのことですか？
Are you talking about Tomitake and Takano? Rika answered.
It's hard to switch between those two voices.
The news hadn't been made public, yet she knew about it. Although she looked immature, perhaps she truly was the head of the Furude family.
お社様のたたりなのですよ。としか言えないのです。
That's the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
そんなのは分かってるよ。
I already know that.
うん。
ならまだ終わってないよね。
But it's not over yet, is it?
あと2人残っている。
There should still be 2 more.
その2人はどうなるか聞いてる？
Have you heard about what will happen to them? I tried to be vague, to see how Furude Rika would react. I had been thinking that she had nothing to do with the underside of Hinamizawa, since she was always treated like a child. However, Rika had just said things about the incident which normal people shouldn't know anything about. That proved she belonged to the underside's network.
別にどうでもいいと思いますですよ。
I don't think that matters anymore. She answered the question about Tomitake-san and Takano-san fairly quickly, but took a little longer to answer this time. Did she have to think about it? Crap. The look on her face never changes. It's impossible to figure out what she's thinking.
どうでもいいってことはないでしょ。
What do you mean?
それじゃあけじめにならないのは分かってる？
How can they get away with what they've done?
僕はちゃんと反省したならそれでいいと思いますです。
I think if they feel bad about what they've done, that should be fine. Her response was unexpected, especially after seeing all the old people get so furious last night. The trespass in the ritual storehouse was blasphemy against Oyashiro-sama. The village elders had said those intruders deserved to die. Yet the leader of the Furude family, who protected the sacred storehouse for ritual implements, said that if they felt remorse for it, then that was fine. I recalled how people thought of Furude Rika's father during the dam conflict. Yes, her father was called an opportunist back then. He didn't agree with the Onegashi guardians who had resisted violently during the conflict. Like father, like daughter. I aggressively grabbed Furude Rika by the collar.
はあ
Huh?
何をひよったことを言ってんだか。
What the heck are you talking about?
フルデ家は先代もあんたもつくづく甘ったるいね。
You're pretty stupid. Just like your predecessor, aren't you?
あんたたちフルデ家が西宮殿がいかに神聖で不可侵な聖域か一番理解してなくちゃならないんだよ。
The Furude family must understand better than anybody how sacred the ritual storehouse is.
そのフルデ家の仮にも当主が何を甘ったるいことを言ってるわけ。
How could the head of that family say such a thing? I laughed at myself. I was told the same thing by someone else and was now saying it to Rika.
西宮殿を犯した罪がどれほどの大罪か
Don't you know
理解してないわけじゃないんでしょ。
how serious a crime trespassing in the ritual storehouse is?
西宮殿はお社様の大切な場所なのです。
It's a very important place for Oyashiro-sama.
勝手に入ったりとかしちゃダメなとこなのです。
So nobody can go in without permission.
分かってるじゃない。
See, you know that.
そこに汚れを持ち込んだんだよ、あの4人は。
But those 4 people brought their filth in there.
悪い猫さんなのです。
We're bad kitty cats.
にゃー。
Meow.
そうだね、悪い猫だ。
That's right. Bad cats.
2匹は捕まえてお仕置きした。
2 cats have been caught and punished.
あと2匹いる。
There are 2 more.
にゃー。
Yeah.
どうけじめをつけるべきだろうね。
How do you think they should be punished?
フルデ家当主のご意見を聞かせてよ。
Tell me your opinion as the head of the Furude family. Rika really didn't usually wear any expression whatsoever, making it impossible to tell what she was thinking. But while I grabbed her by the collar and stared at her, I could tell somehow. Rika was a little disturbed. I sensed she was trying to see what I was thinking in turn.
僕は2匹の猫さんは許してあげたいです。
I want to forgive those 2 kitty cats.
それでけじめになると思ってんの？
Why should they get away with what they've done?
みー、けじめって言葉が僕にはよくわからないです。
Me? What are you trying to say?
ああ、いい質問だね。じゃあお勉強しよう。
Ah, that's a good question. So let me explain.
けじめってのはね、罪をあがなうってことなの。
Those 2 must offer compensation for what they've done.
罪は残せない。
They have to clear away their sins.
お社様のお怒りを放置することになるんだからね。
Otherwise, Oyashiro-sama won't stop being angry.
だから罪の大きさに比例したけじめで罪を清めなければならないの。
Every crime must be punished appropriately.
わかるよね。
Do you understand?
お社様は別に西宮殿を見られても怒らないのですよ。
Oyashiro-sama doesn't get angry even if someone enters the storehouse.
はあ？あんた何言ってんの？
Huh? What are you saying?
あの中を見ちゃダメなのはあの中に怖い道具がいっぱいあるからなのです。
The reason why nobody is allowed to see the ritual storehouse is because there are too many scary tools in there.
見るときっと怖がる人もいると思いますのです。
I'm sure people would get scared if they saw them.
だから誰にも見せないようにしてあるのですよ。
That's why we don't let people in there.
見た人もきっと怖かったと思います。
I'm sure those intruders were scared too.
だから反省してると思いますのです。
And I'm sure they feel bad about what they've done.
反省してるから許されるって。
They're forgiven once they feel bad about what they've done?
あんたが決めることじゃないでしょ。それはお社様が決めること。
That's not for you to decide. That's what Oyashiro-sama decides.
僕はお社様の巫女ですよ。
I'm the shrine maiden of Oyashiro-sama, don't you know?
そんなことは知ってるよ。
Of course I do!
じゃあ何さ、あんたはお社様に怒ってませんよって直接声を聞いて確認したとでも言うわけ。
You aren't telling me that Oyashiro-sama told you he isn't angry, are you? Rika nodded yes without hesitation. I can't believe the lies she's coming up with. I'm not surprised. I'm shocked.
あんたらフルデ家がそんなざまだから、あんたの両親は一昨年のたたりで死んじゃったんだよ。
That's why your parents died of the curse 2 years ago.
お社様に仕える資格がないとお怒りを受けてね。
Oyashiro-sama was angry because they didn't deserve to serve him.
それであんたの父親をたたり殺したんだよ。
That's why he cursed your father.
お社様はそんなことしないのです。
Oyashiro-sama would never do that.
お父様はお社様のたたりで死んだんじゃないのです。
My father didn't die because of the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
こんなのが最後のフルデ家の巫女だとはね。
Am I really talking to the last shrine maiden of the Furude family?
お社様が心を安らかにできないのがよくわかるよ。
Obviously, Oyashiro-sama can't be at peace.
お社様をお祭りするフルデ家の人間でありながら
You are supposed to worship Oyashiro-sama.
嘆かわしい。
How pathetic.
ミーが何を怒っているのか僕にはよくわからないのですよ。
I don't know why you're so angry with me, Me. I realized she was in a position to know as much as the other two family heads. As proof, she talked about this year's incident as though it were nothing. Yet she could feign ignorance with a serious face. She sure is something. She's even better than me. I slapped her a few times and pushed her to the floor. Rika, having tumbled downward, looked up at me with tears in her eyes.
そもそもあんたが細工殿の鍵が重いから簡単なものに付け替えたいって言い出したのが事の発端なんだよね。
This all happened because you wanted to change the storehouse's lock to something that was easier for you, right?
そうですよ。
That's true.
硬くて僕では大変だったので君吉に相談して簡単な鍵に付け替えてもらったのです。
The old one was too heavy, so I talked to Kimiyoshi, and he changed it to a cheaper, lighter one.
あんたがその程度の手間を惜しまず頑丈な施錠をそのまま残していたなら細工殿への侵入を許さなかったかもしれない。
If you left a heavy lock going, maybe that would have prevented them from trespassing.
今回の一件はあんたにも責任の一端があるんだからね。
This is your fault too.
それを忘れない方がいいよ。
Don't you forget that.
もちろんあんたと一緒に鍵を付け替えた君吉家当主にも責任があるんだけどね。
Of course, the Kimiyoshi family who actually changed the lock is responsible for that too. That last part was something I added on a whim. I added it to connect Rika's story to the disappearance of Kimiyoshi. I wanted to pressure her psychologically by doing so.
君吉家当主はけじめをつけてもらうことになった。
The head of the Kimiyoshi family had to pay for his crime.
だから消えた。
That's why he disappeared.
古出家当主にもけじめをつけてもらうことになるよ。
The head of the Furude family has to pay for a crime too, you know. Rika was still on the floor, tears pouring down her cheeks.
あと残ってるのは前原圭一だけ。
Maebara Keiichi is the last one left.
こいつは古出家の方で頼むことにする。
I suppose the Furude family will take care of him.
僕は何もわかんないのですよ。
I don't know anything.
別にあんたはわかんなくてもいいでしょ。
You don't need to know anything, do you?
憂慮したり困った顔をするだけでいいんだから。
You just have to look worried. That's all it takes.
それはうちも同じ。
That's how it is at our house, too.
とにかく頼んどくよ。
Anyway, good luck.
そんなの。
I don't... Rika hung her head. She seemed to want to say something, but she was afraid that I might be rough with her again. I doubted Furude Rika was actually at the top of the curse system, like the hag was. However, as one of the three family heads, she was a lot closer to the underside of Hinamizawa than I was. By now, that underside was well aware of Maebara Keiichi. I told the elderly leaders of the village yesterday in the meeting that Maebara Keiichi was the last one remaining. I just told the head of the Furude family the same thing, if threateningly. If my threat was effective, the curse of Oyashiro-sama should very soon fall upon Maebara Keiichi. And it just...
Excuse me. Ew.
And at just the right time, I would grab my enemy right as he took my bait. If the assassin came from the Furude family, this girl would have committed the same sin as the hag. When that time came, I wouldn't hold back. I was going to make sure she suffered, and then kill her. I've heard of a torture technique where you pound dozens of nails into a victim's fingers. I already found a restraining table on the tools for it. When the time comes, I'll pound nails into your fingers. That gruesome anticipation radiated from my eyes and scared Rika even further. I wonder how Kimiyoshi is doing. I doubt he died from tiptoeing all night, but sometimes a human can go very easily. He already told me everything I wanted to hear, and he doesn't know anything else anyway. On top of that, he was responsible for spreading the infection that was the curse system of Oyashiro-sama. His sins are very heavy. I really liked Uncle Kimiyoshi. He had always been kind.
I didn't take in what I just read.
The hag was so tough on her relatives, and that's why he was extra nice to me. When we talked yesterday, I was so happy to hear him say he would forgive Shion. He even said he would fight the hag to save her. That made me very happy. Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she has done, she won't be demoned away. Leave it to me. I felt such warmth inside of me.
Then why don't you release him? I mean, you said it yourself. You're on borrowed time anyway.
I almost shivered. I was so happy. It's so very sad. For he continued to say that Satoshi-kun deserved to die. He said those nice things because he wanted to make me all happy, since he was worried about Shion. Satoshi-kun deserved to die because he was a member of the cursed Hojo family. The Shion-chan of the Sonozaki family did not. That's what he meant. In other words, to the leaders of the village, including Kimiyoshi, members of the Hojo family are more contemptible than insects. They didn't care if they lived or died. Their sin was not only that they despised the Hojo family so, but also that they let that hatred infect the rest of the village. Therefore, everyone in the village deserves to be a victim of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Kimiyoshi and the others created an environment that excused murder in that name. If that was so, if Takano-san and Tomitake-san had committed the serious crime of trespassing in the ritual storehouse, then Hojo Satoko, the last survivor of the Hojo family, and Hojo Teppei, who has been hiding in Okinomiya, might have been the victims. Hojo Satoko.
Okay, so that... So this is a clue right here that Hojo Teppei must have moved back into his Hinamizawa home in this arc. Because if he wouldn't have, not only would the village have no pretense to kill him or demon him away, but also it would be kind of hard because he's covering his tracks all the time. Hold on.
Hojo Satoko. She was always around Satoshi-kun. She expected Satoshi-kun to help her every time she cried. She was one of the people who cornered him.
Hold on. Getting blockage in my schnoz. It's annoying.
If Satoko wasn't that much of a burden, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have killed his aunt. Somebody told Satoshi-kun to commit that murder. And to hide the evidence of his connection to the mastermind, Satoshi-kun was demoned away.
Hold on 1 second, I'm gonna get tissue.
That's what Oichi thought. If Satoshi-kun hadn't killed his aunt, maybe he wouldn't have been chosen as last year's victim. Because the commands were vague after all, the curse of Oyashiro-sama fell upon the Hojo family as a whole. It didn't matter which member of the family died. His aunt had a terrible reputation in the neighborhood. She didn't communicate with the neighbors, she was always throwing fits, and there's nothing nice about her in any way. Even if Satoshi-kun didn't kill her, the curse would have fallen upon her sooner or later. Their aunt was the first victim. There needed to be another Hojo to calm the curse. According to a rumor, their uncle was living somewhere in Okinomiya with his lover. However, Okinomiya was a little different from Hinamizawa.
Oh, okay. So, he's still in the area, but he's not in Hinamizawa. Okay. Hypothesis debunked.
The Sonozaki family was powerful there as well, of course. But it would have been more difficult in Okinomiya to demon someone away. So naturally, Satoshi-kun and Satoko, who were still in Hinamizawa, became the targets. Which one should be cursed? That was simple. Satoko, of course. She was snobby and lacking in manners. Everyone in the neighborhood liked Satoshi-kun, even if he was the son of the Hojo couple who betrayed the village during the dam conflict. Compared to Satoko, he didn't deserve to die. Therefore, the actual victims of last year's curse should have been his aunt and Satoko.
You victim shamer.
Satoshi-kun was suddenly all alone. His mean aunt and mean uncle were gone. His sister, who was a burden to him all his life, was gone too. Satoshi-kun was such a nice person. He would be sad, although he'd realize he was finally free. But time would heal him. I'd even help. He didn't have to live in his house in Hinamizawa. There were plenty of empty rooms in the apartment block where I lived. I could find him a part-time job too. He didn't need to go to school in Hinamizawa. He could go to school with me in Okinomiya instead.
Oh, you are selfish, you. Excuse me.
He wouldn't know his way around, or really anything about the school there. So I'd be with Satoshi-kun all the time.
You can't be his everything.
I'd show him a shortcut to school, we go shopping, and I'd teach him many different things. What an unbelievably happy ending. Satoshi-kun had been suffering so much, and I had been pushed away all my life. But we would finally be happy. I enjoyed these sweet delusions, but I didn't have any more time to waste. I was sure there were plenty of old people who had been trying to get hold of Oryo all morning, and who were going to try to catch me after I got home from school. Actually, the phone had been ringing constantly while I enjoyed my happy thoughts. When I answered the phone, I casually listened and replied. As I planned, Maebara Keiichi is known as the next curse victim within the underside of Hinamizawa. I also tried to let them know the disappearance of the village chief had something to do with the fact that he changed the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. All the authorities in the underside came to realize the seriousness of trespassing in the storehouse. After all, one of the heads of the three families got punished. One of the phone calls was from Oishi. He had also heard about Kimiyoshi's disappearance, and he knew it had something to do with the changing of the lock. I'm impressed. He has some pretty good sources. But all he can do is catch whatever information he can get. There's no way for him to find out where it's coming from. I'd call Maebara Keiichi again later tonight. Some of the more aggressive villagers may have already started to take action around him. I'm sure that by now Keiichi's feeling the danger that's coming toward him. I'd have to be careful that he doesn't get killed easily. If I can catch the enemy before they bit Keiichi, I can use him again as bait. Maebara Keiichi. I haven't known him for that long. He's funny, if not intelligent. He'll never replace Satoshi-kun, but I do think he's fun to be around. There's just one thing I don't like about him. He rubs my head far too often. His hand is as warm as Satoshi-kun's hand, which is why I can't stand it. But that's about it. Maebara Keiichi isn't Satoshi-kun's enemy. I don't hate him. He's fun to be around, but I wouldn't shed a tear for him if he became a victim of the curse. I won't prevent Maebara Keiichi from being killed, but I won't kill myself either. I've made arrangements for the curse to fall upon him, but I never told anyone to kill him. Well, I suppose I did tell Furude Rika to take care of Maebara Keiichi. Wait a minute. To avenge Satoshi-kun. I'm doing exactly the same thing as Hag did. I'm using this exact same system that killed Satoshi-kun. Maebara Keiichi. I'm just using him. I told people to let the curse fall upon Keiichi, but I've been giving him appropriate warnings.
Oh, well, like that solves everything.
I'm going to help him if he tries to live. If I catch all of my enemies, maybe I'll let him loose. He's different from Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun was tricked into killing his aunt, and was killed himself afterwards so there wouldn't be any evidence remaining. I won't kill my about a cage. That's how I'm different from the hag.
Choosing your differences is not right. I'm pretty sure the hag felt justified in everything she did.
Evening was turning into night. I had to get dinner ready. I had to eat so I'd have enough strength to take revenge. This place was far from the town. It would even get isolated during winter because of the snow. It's not unusual for a household like this to have 2 or 3 refrigerators. There were plenty of groceries left in them. I was glad I didn't have to go grocery shopping. I could hear the chorus of the Higurashi. People often say that the sound of the Higurashi brings back memories. But for me, it's the exact opposite. I've only ever heard the sound of the Higurashi in Hinamizawa. Therefore, the sound of the Higurashi to me is Hinamizawa. The sound reminded me that I wasn't supposed to be here.
Typo.
That I couldn't be here. That was when I heard the doorbell. Because there is a good distance between the house and the gate, there was both a doorbell and an intercom by the ladder.
I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna spray some more Entertainer's Secret too.
It had a security camera too. Something as modern as a security camera monitor in this old-fashioned kitchen looked rather strange.
They're using the same CG for that cabin in Takatsuto where they held Inukai Toshiki.
I turned the switch, but nothing appeared on the monitor. I tried to check the plug, but there were a bunch of cords going behind the refrigerator, so I couldn't even do that. The doorbell continued to ring while I tried to figure out if the monitor was broken, or if I just didn't know how to turn it on. I only felt like answering the door depending on who it was. It would normally be easiest to pretend to be out, but that wouldn't help me. I was waiting for my enemies to show up. I couldn't just hide myself in that case.
My slight throat ache is traveling up my stacking tube to my right ear, so it's hurting there.
I couldn't just hide myself in that case. The hag was supposed to be sick and in an extremely bad mood. I'd already sent word out that she didn't want to see anyone. So who could it be? I made up my mind and turned the intercom on. If it were someone I wanted, I could just turn whoever it was away. But I had to act normally so I wouldn't arouse suspicion. I had to act normally.
はい。
Yes?
どちら様でしょう？
Who is it?
こんにちはなのです。
I don't have an intercom simulator, but I think I have something that might suffice.
Hello. She didn't tell me her name, but I recognized her voice.
リカちゃんか。
Rika-chan!
どうしたの？
What are you doing here?
こんな時間に。
At this time of day?
実はお醤油を分けてもらいに来たのですよ。
I ran out of soy sauce, so could you share some with me? Soy sauce? I almost screamed, but I controlled myself. I took a moment to think about the situation. Hinamizawa was far from most stores. Sometimes neighbors would share seasoning and stuff with each other. The village sometimes got snowed in during winter. But the Furude shrine was quite far from this house. It was rather odd for her to come all the way here on her bicycle just to get some soy sauce. Maybe she was using it as an excuse. Maybe there was something she wanted to talk to me about. That was when I noticed a piece of paper that was on the refrigerator door next to the intercom. We still have plenty of homemade soy sauce and...
Blah.
We still have plenty of homemade soy sauce in stock. Feel free to come to the Sonozaki house if you want some. The hag must have given that flyer to everyone. One of our relatives sent her a barrel of soy sauce. If you want some, bring a container. That's what the flyer said. I see. This would explain it. There was a handwritten note on the bottom of the flyer. The soy sauce is in the storage area under the floor. Give them as much as they want. There's a storage area beneath the floor.
Yeah.
When I opened it, I saw a barrel of soy sauce alongside a funnel and a ladle. I didn't want Rika to notice anything suspicious at this point. I decided to share the soy sauce with her.
うん、いいよ。
Yeah, sure.
入れるものは持ってきてるの？
Did you bring a container?
お醤油の瓶を持ってきましたのです。
I brought a soy sauce bottle.
オッケー。
Okay,
勝手に入ってきていいよ。
come on in.
玄関で待ってる。
I'll be at the front door.
It's getting harder to disguise how raspy my voice is now.
As I headed there, I heard the doorbell ring again.
みー、内側から閉まってて、門が入れないのですよ。
Me, the gate is locked from the inside. I can't open it.
ああ、そうだった。
That's right.
ごめんごめん。
Sorry.
今開けに行くよ。待ってて。
I'll be right there. Just hang on. People didn't pay much attention to safety around here in Hinabisawa. People didn't think too much about locking the doors. But as someone who's lived in the town, I've always locked everything. To let Furude Rika in, I'd have to go outside.
こんばんはなのですよ。
Good evening.
こんばんは。
Good evening. Rika smiled at me. She was holding a huge soy sauce bottle. She acted like I never yelled at her, got violent with her, or made her cry at all today. Or perhaps she came to curry favor, thinking that she angered me. I invited Rika to the front door. I told her to wait for a moment and tried to take the bottle. But Rika took her shoes off and walked into the house with the bottle in her hands.
いいよいいよ。私が入れてくるから待ってなよ。
Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Why don't you wait there?
僕も、上後でお醤油入れるのは上手になったのですよ。
I'm pretty good at pouring soy sauce into a funnel, you know. She looked at me as if begging. I guess she wanted to pour the soy sauce into the bottle herself. I didn't want her to come into the house. But I suppose I didn't want her to wait there alone either. If she came to the kitchen with me, I could keep my eyes on her. And so, I brought Rika to the kitchen.
Excuse me.
We walked down the hallway. I only heard my footsteps. I stopped suddenly and turned around to make sure Rika was following me. Rika bumped into me. Huh.
Yeah, I think she's in a lot of stuff. I just don't know of a lot of examples.
Me.
Huh.
ああ、ごめんごめん。
Sorry. I made sure she was right behind me and started to walk again. Rika must have been having fun matching her footsteps to mine. Even when I quickly sped up, our footsteps matched perfectly. I stopped suddenly. Rika stopped suddenly too, after taking an extra step. When I turned around, Rika smiled at me.
It's hard for me to not have a smile on my face. I'm trying to portray a perturbed Shion, but this is just so cute.
Our footsteps matched perfectly, and when I stopped suddenly, I heard her extra step. I've experienced such footsteps before. It was making me feel uncomfortable. But now, although her footsteps sounded the same as the other ones I had experienced, I saw her when I turned around. That was the difference between them. I left the storage door open so we could see the soy sauce barrel. The memo said she could take as much as she wants, but I wasn't sure there was enough left. I crouched down and tried to open the lid of the soy sauce barrel. Even when I crouched down, I could hear Rika's extra step.
まだまだいっぱいあるよ。
Good. There's plenty left.
ほら、好きなだけ持ってくといい。
Take as much as you want. When I turned around, Rika was very close to me. But... Who was this? I saw Rika, but it wasn't Rika at all. It was like when I switched with my sister. The outside was the same, but the inside was different. Did Rika have a twin sister? I was confused for a moment. That was when Rika sprayed something from a small bottle into my eyes.
Ow. I wear glasses, so the risks of that happening to me and succeeding are a little lower.
I felt a terrible pain in my eyes, and suddenly tears poured out, and my nose started to run. I couldn't stop sneezing either. As I stumbled around, covering my face, I then realized I was attacked. I shut my eyes tightly for a moment, then opened them again. Rika was about to grab my hair to drag me down onto the floor. When Rika saw me open my eyes, she sprayed at me again. I shut my eyes to avoid the spray, but my nose still breathed in the substance. I avoided the pain in my eyes, but the tears, the runny nose, and the sneezing continued. My brain isn't working quickly enough. However, when I finally understood that I had been attacked by Furude Rika, my brain started to grind into motion. Furude Rika knocked me on my back and got on top of me. I tried to escape from her by rolling on the kitchen floor. As I rolled, I hit an oven, a huge jar. I destroyed a pile of something on the floor as I fought back. But Rika didn't let go of me. She stayed on top and restrained me. She was sitting on my stomach, and I felt intense pain and pressure. She sure could fight well. I still couldn't see anything. Rika had the upper hand. My eyes were shut, and I was in real danger. As I tried to blink, I saw Rika's expression. I didn't know Furude Rika all that well. I only knew her from a few times we met when I went to school as Myung, and from the things I've heard from other people. But as far as I knew, there was no way Furude Rika would ever do something like this. This is just impossible! 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 No, I can't fill my head with that word. I have to calm down and figure out what to do next. Crap, I'm too much of a mess to even think!
I need to spray more Glophatus. Let that soak in. About 15 seconds. Didn't want to swallow it, we'll spit it out. Hard to let it soak while you're talking. My mannerisms were reminding me of an old SNL skit from like the 90s, like the older Jewish women who loved Barbra Streisand, like how they would get, "Oh, I'm getting verklempt." I was doing that sort of motion.
I tried to peek at her face again. She still had the spray bottle in one hand. What I didn't expect was the thing in her other hand. How could I mistake it for anything else? It was definitely a syringe. When Rika realized I regained my eyesight, she pointed the spray bottle right at me and let loose with it. I shut my eyes tightly and tried to ignore the pain. But that was when, even though I was blinded, Rika made a miscalculation. She had sprayed at me from such a close distance that she inhaled the substance as well. I heard Rika sneeze and realized that it was my chance.
In the anime, Rika just sprayed twice. The first one got Shion, but the second one was blocked by Shion's arm in time, and it just sprayed back into Rika.
I heard Rika sneeze and realized that was my chance. Even if I couldn't see, I knew she was right there. I hit Rika's face a few times. When I felt Rika's weight shift, I escaped. And then got my stun gun ready. Rika must have inhaled just a little of the spray. She wasn't sneezing anymore and was glaring at me instead. Hey! Are you picking a fight with me? You want me to wreck you? You want me to wreck you?
I skipped through that by mistake.
Rika's expression didn't change, but I was sure she was disappointed that her surprise attack was a failure. Rika flinched just a little, but she was still holding the spray bottle and aiming it at my eyes. She was trying to use the spray first, and then give me the shot. I didn't know what was in that syringe, but it was a clear liquid. It had to be something bad. She wanted to take my eyesight, get on top of me, and then give me the shot. If whatever was in the syringe took a while to take effect, I might have the chance to fight back and seriously injure Rika. But Rika's surprise attack told me that just being injected was more than enough. In other words, whatever the effect, it would start to work immediately. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to fight back against her. It'd probably either knock me out or kill me. In any case, what I had was equally deadly.
Okay, so Shion did get injected. That's what I was assuming when she said she felt a sharp puncture kind of pain. That didn't happen in the anime.
In any case, what I had was equally deadly. My stun gun was very powerful. Just one shot would be all it took. What happened before was proof of its power. Rika knew my stun gun was a lot more powerful than her spray. She was being extremely cautious.
ほらほら、いつまで人ん家に上がり込んでボサッとしてくれてるわけさ。
Hey, what do you think you're doing in my house, huh?
そっちから来ないんなら、こっちから行くぞ、こら!
If you aren't moving, then I'll come to you! I threw a pile of newspapers at her.
She kicked him up in the anime.
The pile wasn't tied together, so the newspapers flew all over Rika. I jumped at her immediately after.
Oh yeah, in the end of Watanagashi, in the end of Watanagashi-hen, didn't Mion say that there were newspapers scattered, for like, something like sparrows or warblers or something that made their nest in their house? Something like that.
I shoved my stun gun into her and pulled the trigger. Rika spasmed and fell to the floor.
I've had enough spasms to be able to mimic it. Probably something like that.
You fool! Hesitating in a fight where a single blow wins.
I like how it's, you fool. That sounds so formal and dated.
You idiot! Hesitating in a fight where a single blow wins. Only amateurs just glare at each other. You don't have a single clue about how advantageous the first strike is when a single blow can decide everything. The spray bottle rolled on the ground, but she still had the syringe. Rika was down, but I couldn't let my guard down either. I kicked her in the side and clambered on top of her. I took the syringe. I held Rika's arm down and gave her the shot. My actions could hardly be called gentle.
This was in the anime.
I injected her violently. I injected everything that was in the syringe. Rika began to convulse. I stood back and watched for what would happen to her body. Of course, I still had my guard up. While I assumed that the drug would incapacitate her immediately, I didn't know exactly what kind of reaction she would have.
Ha!
Ha! Ha!
ざまあないね。
Look at you!
私に勝てるとか夢にでも思った。
Did he really think he could defeat me?
なめんじゃね
Take again! After a few more convulsions, Rika suddenly got to her feet. That's ridiculous. How can she even stand? I looked at my stun gun. Darn it! Darn it! The power was on the lowest setting! Maybe it had been readjusted when we were rolling around on the floor. I changed the setting to maximum. Rika turned pale and started sweating all over. I didn't know its exact effects, but if Rika had given me the shot, I'd be the one experiencing her symptoms. She looked really sick, so obviously she must have been feeling awful too. She couldn't even focus.
So, did she give her the shot? Now I'm confused.
She couldn't even focus. She was very wobbly and had her hand on the wall. She lost her balance, and it must have been hard for her to even stand. She didn't look so brave anymore. Rika wobbled some more and moaned as if she were about to throw up. Rika looked scary as she moaned and wobbled, but at the same time she looked kind of funny too. Certainly she hadn't even dreamed she'd be beginning the shot herself. As a man sows, so shall he reap. That's what you get. This is funny, so funny!
目が回ってるのかな、それとも息ができないのかな。
Look, please, don't throw up here. Go to the bathroom, okay?
あんたがあとどのくらいでくたばるのか見物するのも楽しいよ。
I'm going to enjoy how long it will take for you to die.
ああ、でもそれじゃ拷問する楽しみがなくなるね。
Oh, but that means I can't torture you later, huh?
私さ、あんたにはあの釘台を使ってやろうとずっと心に決めてたんだよね。
I've been planning to use the nail table on you.
あんたが自分の薬で死ぬのが早いか、両手樹脂に釘をたらふく食らって痛みでいくのが早いか、ぜひ見てみたいもんだね。
So either you choke on your own vomit and die, or I pound nails into all 10 of your fingers. I wonder which it will be.
よし、決めた。そうしようかね。
Okay, I know.
んじゃ会場を移そうか。
Let's move to
楽しい楽しい地下細具殿にね。
Let's move to the underground shrine storage.
場所を移すためにちょいと眠っててもらうよ。
I'll put you to sleep so I can move you there, okay? I walked up to Rika, my stun gun making popping sounds. When Rika saw the sparks from the stun gun, she moved to grab a huge kitchen knife.
おや、まだその程度の元気はあるわけだ。
Oh, are you still trying to fight?
そうでなくちゃ面白くないよ。
That makes things more fun.
あんたにはいろいろ聞きたいことがあるしね。
I have so much I want to ask you.
無駄に抵抗しない方がいろいろと辛くないよ。
I would suggest you back down.
もっとも抵抗しなくても辛い目に遭うだろうけど。
Well, actually, even if you do, you'll go through the same misery anyway.
残念だけど、あんたの誘いは断るわ。この冷血女が。
sorry, but I refuse that invitation. You torture freak! What she said wasn't anything I'd expect to hear from the Rika I knew, but I didn't hesitate. I had the advantage, so I didn't need to worry. Besides, this was coming from the last survivor of the Furude family, one of the 3 families. That sudden change somehow felt natural.
あんたらの御三家の血塗られた歴史に比べたら、私なんてとてもとても。
Compared to what the 3 families have done, this is nothing.
それを古出家当主様に褒めてもらえるなんてね。
Thank you for that high praise, though.
ちょっと光栄だね。
I should be proud of myself, huh?
んで、
So?
そのフラフラな体で包丁一本で抵抗してみせる。
Are you seriously thinking about fighting me with a knife in that condition?
立っているだけでも限界なくせに。
You can't even stand straight.
そうね。
You're right.
あんたの言う通り、これがどうも私の限界。
Like you said, I'm at my limit.
お前なんかに召し取られて殺されるくらいなら悪いけどお先に退場させてもらうわ。
But if that means getting captured and tortured to death by you, then sorry. I'm making my exit here.
退場
Making your exit?
できるならしてごらんよ。
Try it if you can.
I'll have to put something in Discord. I'll have to link a video meme in Discord. You've probably seen it before, and you've probably seen the original one that inspired it, but I'll have to link them later. But the second one was of the scene in the anime.
Try it if you can. It was clear who had the advantage here. But despite that, an odd thrill filled both of us. We lost our minds wasn't a fitting phrase for the people of Hinamizawa. It was a feeling of release, when modern demons could stop pretending to be human. Yes, this was a mad banquet of demons, with the savoring of blood and devouring of flesh. Attended by the head of the Furude family and the head of the Sonozeki family, the old families whose blood is closest to the madness of the demons. I stood in front of the hallway so as to block her escape route. The windows had grates, and the door had a safety chain on it. If she turned around, I'd hit her with my stun gun. In this situation, what did Furude Rika mean by taking her leave? Rika got a knife ready. I expected her to aim at my stomach when she attacked, so I took a stance with my stun gun ready in my hand. Rika, however, suddenly turned around. I carefully watched to see what her next move would be. Rika put the handle of the knife to the wall and held it in place.
Well, maybe I should do it here.
Held it in place. What was she doing?
じゃあね。さよなら、冷血女。
Goodbye, torture maniac.
お前なんかに殺されてたまるか。
I won't give you the satisfaction of killing me. Rika reared her head back and slammed her throat against the knife on the wall. Her blood splattered all over. Rika bent backwards repeatedly and let the knife slash at her throat. Again, and again, and again. Her neck and chest were dyed red. I'd always thought blood was darker. But her blood wasn't dark. It was so bright. I must have been confused, but it looked pretty. After doing this several times, Rika turned around. Her eyes were wide open. She didn't look like she was from this world. Her face looked like something both living and dead, both real and artificial. It was very scary, eerie, and above all else, pale. Although her face looked unearthly, it was a very appropriate face for a demon. I didn't have a mirror, so I couldn't tell. but I was sure I looked exactly like her. Rika continued to violently slash her throat. It reminded me of someone trying to break a huge piece of ice with an ice pick. That was exactly what Rika looked like. The white chips of ice coolly flying through the air. What I saw before me was a beautiful sight. Every time Rika struck her throat, tiny drops of red blood spattered the boring white world around her. It was like a dance. A dedication dance by the final head of the Furude family. The demon's last dance of dedication to Oyashiro-sama. Upon seeing that literally blood-curdling dance, I let out a fierce roar. I had no reason to do so. I was howling like an animal. We were like animals trying to kill each other, both getting covered in blood. And inevitably, as one convulsed in a pool of that blood, the other threw its head back and howled. My body shivered with the joy I felt inside of me. This was death, the most final of judgments, and it was right before me. The demons howled, screamed, and roared. The roars faded, and my voice started to change from the voice of a demon back to that of a human. As a demon, I roared, but as a human, I sneered. Rika was covered in blood from her neck down. Her blood was pouring out, making a little noise. Rika was still staring into my eyes. I stared back at her. I wasn't sure there were still eyes, though. They were no longer human eyes, but the eyes of dead. Rika. No, Rika's corpse vomited blood from her mouth and nose and smiled. Then she dropped the knife. She stuck her hands out and turned her palms upward. Her wiggling fingers reminded me of an insect's legs. Those fingers reached for her own throat. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen anybody do this before. Because Rika was scratching her throat. She was ripping her own throat apart. Maybe that wasn't a good description. She was trying to rip out the inside of her throat through the opening she made with the knife. Her fingers found the biggest tear. Rika smiled. At least, that's what I would have called it if she were alive. She ripped open the tear in one tug. Why? Upon hearing my scream, Rika died and fell on her face into the pool of blood. That was it. She didn't get up again to show me her throat. I stepped back from Furude Rika's body and bumped into the wall in the hallway. I roared again in admiration of the ritual dance of dedication of the head of the Furude family. Joy ran through my body and my blood rushed through my veins. I won! I won! I defeated her! I defeated her! I then realized I disposed of the heads of the three families. The core of the curse of Oyashiro-sama! Everything was finally exposed. The curse of Oyashiro-sama and its masterminds were all exposed. I disposed of the leaders of the three families who all killed Satoshi-kun. The head of the Sonozaki family died of a heart attack. She was at the bottom of the well along with a wheelchair. I apprehended the head of the Kimiyoshi family. He continued to tiptoe until he died. The head of the Furude family died in a way that was perfect for the final head of the three families of Onegachi. I did it. I accomplished my mission. I defeated all the masterminds who killed Satoshi-kun with the curse! Everyone! Satoshi-kun, you were powerless. You didn't have the means to fight back. Those evil people simply sneered while they let you die, after marking you as a member of the cursed Hojo family. I will never, ever forget them! They believed you deserved to die because you were one of the Hojos. As long as it was done by the curse of Oyashiro-sama, they didn't care how you were killed. I will never forgive those people for creating this world! What could I have done to save you, Satoshi-kun? I couldn't save you. Shion, Sonareki Shion couldn't do anything else at the time. If I was Mion, not Shion. If I was Mion that day, I could have saved you. Mion could have saved you. That's right. I remember now. Shion. She said she wanted to eat red snapper sashimi that day. I was supposed to eat that. But Shion pouted and cried. That was why I let her switch, just for that night. I did it to make her happy, like a big sister would. Shion was never treated well, so I felt bad. That was it. I was being a good sister, that was it! The morning came. The world had been turned upside down, and it had remained so until today. We weren't twins anymore. The one with the demon was Mion, and the one without the demon was Shion. What was that supposed to mean? Wait, Mom, listen! I'm Mion, not her! You can tell us apart, right, Mom? Look, can you tell I'm not Mion? Can you tell I'm Mion? Come on, everyone! Tell me I'm Mion! I'm Mion! Don't call me Shion! I'm Mion, I am!
その時私ははっきり悟ったよ。
Then I realized.
あんたは知っていたんだ。
You knew, didn't you?
あの夜親類たちが集まって何をするのかただの宴会じゃないって知っていたんだ。
That the relatives weren't gathering for a simple party that night. You knew!
I hope you're not talking to Rika because she's probably not even old enough to remember that.
知らない知らない。
Oh, now she's apparently apparated just in front of Neil. That's clever that like Shion traveling without it even being mentioned. She's just going that insane.
No, I didn't!
本当に知らなかったの。
I really didn't know!
はあ？なわけないでしょ。
Huh? How can you say that?
あんたあの日だけ嫌にしつこく絡んできたじゃない。
You were so persistent that day.
タイの刺身なんて食べたことない。食べてみたい。いつもミオンばかりずるい。私にもって。
You said you never eaten red snapper before, so you really wanted to try it.
普段ならおとなしく納得するくせにあの日だけ必要に。
You never gave up asking me.
知らないの。本当に知らなかったの。
I really didn't know. I swear I didn't
こん
know.
な恐ろしいことになるなんて思ってたら絶対に言わなかった。
If I had known, I wouldn't have said that.
どうだか。
I was sure.
あんたはいつも妬んでたじゃない。ミオンばかりいい目にあってずるいって。
You were always jealous of me, always looking at me with those foxy eyes.
だから私が気を利かせてたまに入れ替わってあげてたんじゃない。
That's why I switched with you every once in a while.
あんたはそれに満足していなかった。より一層妬んでいったんだ。
But you weren't satisfied with just that. You became even more jealous.
そしてあの夜の意味を自分だけ知り私から奪ったんだ。
That night you knew what was going on, then took Mio from me.
ミオンを奪ったんだ。
Took Mio from me.
ミオンを返せ。
Give Mio back.
私がミオンなんだ。
I'm the one who's Mio.
私がその先ミオン。
I am Sonozaki Mio.
お前はシオンなんだよシオン。
You were Shion this whole time.
ミオンを語るな偽物が。
Don't call yourself Mio, you're a monster. I kicked the bars of the cell repeatedly while I roared. Compared to my roar, the metallic noise of the bars sounded like the cry of a little puppy. I have been convinced by something so stupid. The tattoo of the demon was just a way of telling us apart. Even without that tattoo, I am Mion. That's right. I am Sonazaki Mion. I gathered my hair and put it in a ponytail with a yellow band that Mion used all the time. Since I didn't feel my hair on my neck, I felt like I could think more clearly now. Two Mions looked at each other through the iron bars.
You just happen to have that yellow band on you in the underground ritual tool shed?
And according to our sibling rules, that was never to happen. Yes, there was only one Mion and one Shion. There could never be two of either at the same time.
髪をほどけシオン。
Shion, let your hair down!
ミオンは私だ。ミオンはここにいる。
I am Mion, and Mion is here!
お前がミオンじゃない。
You are never Mion!
だから語るな、二度と私を語るな。聞いているのかシオン。
So don't pretend to be me ever again, do you hear?
So that was why, in Watarayachi-hen, Mion didn't clarify that she was Mion. Shion was Shion. And she let the illusion go on, as was, as she had to.
聞こえているのか。聞こえているなら返事をしろ。私に返事を届かせろ。シオン。
She didn't want to incur Shion's wrath against Paige.
I said, do you hear? If you do, answer me! Answer me, Shion! I took myself back on this day. Shion admitted she was Shion.
ミオンであることがこんなにも素晴らしいなんて。
How wonderful it is to be Mion!
すごいよ。体全体が言うことを聞く。
I feel great.
頭の回転が優れた気がする。
I can think clearly now.
そうだよ。ミオンは万能なんだ。
Because after all, Mion is capable of anything.
みそかつのシオンとは違う。
Unlike you, Shion.
落ちこぼれのくせに下手なミオンのふりなんかしやがって。それが私にとってどれだけむずがゆかったことか。
How dare you pretend to be Mion all this time?
わかるでしょ、あんたになら。
Do you have any idea?
シオン。
Huh, Shion?
はい。おね。
Yes. Sis. Shion called me sis. And so I was Mion. Ah! The demon who had been asleep deep inside me was finally allowed to wake up. The demon roared, and my whole body shivered to express its joy.
シオン、あんたには罪がある。
Shion, you committed a great sin.
あんたは今までミオンだった。
You were Mion until now.
園崎家の鬼を継ぐミオンという強い立場がありながら、サトシ君を救わなかった、救おうとしなかった。
You were in a powerful position as Mion of the Sonozaki family. You didn't even try to rescue Satoshi-kun.
サトシ君を救うための100億の瞬間があったはずなのに、あんたはその全てを見殺しにすることを選んだんだ。
You had millions of chances to save him, but you chose not to do anything.
私は許さない、お前を許さない。お前が私だったらサトシ君を救えていたのに。
I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you. I could have saved Satoshi-kun.
お前が私を奪いサトシ君を殺したことを私は絶対に許さない。
You took him from me and you killed him. I'll never forgive you for that. Shion was shaking on the other side of the bars.
私はお前を殺すだろう。絶対に殺す。サトシ君の胸に見合う殺し方をしてやる。
I'll kill you. I'll kill you in the best possible way.
お前を一番残酷に殺す方法が何なのか。今日から毎日考えて過ごしてやる。
The music's a little loud. It's been a little loud. I have to do something about it. Hopefully that'll help.
Starting today, I'm going to think of the best, most gruesome way to kill you.
シオンは私がそれを思いつくまでのわずかな日々をいつ殺されるのかどう殺されるのかに怯えながら過ごすがいい。
Shion, you better spend every minute fearing what's coming to you.
hold on. If that's the case, let me lower the BGM even more.
簡単には殺さない。むごたらしく殺す。
I won't just kill you. I'll make sure your death is long and miserable.
殺した後はサトシ君と同じ井戸に放り投げてやる。
And after you're dead, I'll throw you into the well.
そしてサトシ君にあの世で謝ってこい。
You better apologize to Satoshi-kun when you get there.
それが私を語り続けてきたことへの報いだ。
This is what you get for pretending to be me.
報い報い。
Do you hear me?
お前の罪。
That's your sin.
うわー
Ah!
Alright, I'm gonna stop it there. My throat is on fire! So, I'm gonna be stopping here for the night. I only have 3 days to recover this throat. Darn. Anyway, we'll pick this back up Monday. Our schedule's Monday, Thursday nights, Higurashi, and Tuesday nights we've been doing Spyro, but I don't have the cables I need to see what I'm playing on that, so that might be delayed. I'll try to figure something else out. But at the very least, we'll be doing Higurashi on Monday and Thursday nights. And our schedule's normally Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So with that, I'll leave it off for tonight. And if you like what you see and you're new to the community, please feel free to join our Discord. That's when you get notified as to when we go live, and that's how you keep in contact with us in the meantime. Why isn't it showing up? There we go. So feel free to join that Discord if you want to keep in contact and keep notified. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, everyone. That's Reveled Pastor. Don't forget to like it, follow, comment, follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Any feedback you can give me at all will help me turn my future content towards your interests. I'm Reveled Pastor, and until next time, Wale!